Hey everybody, Alexa, studio lighting. There we are, that's a little better. All right, get this on. Oh, the music is not playing properly. There we go. All right, there we are then. You like my wiggles, sir? Evening, everybody. I am freshly back from the microfilm room. Some more Frank Lloyd Wright nonsense. Nonsense being exactly the word. But it's very funny nonsense. So we'll give it that. Hey, everybody. Aloha, everybody. All right, put the lime in your coconuts. There. I'll just be super vain here. Hey, Tracy over on YouTube. Hey, Laurie. Hey, Heather Marie, Octavio, Timothy. Whoever I may have missed up there. Sarah, Marcia, Martin, Timothy. Dad, hey, Luann. Hey, Pat. Hey, Heather. Could have made that a little colder, but other than that. Hey, Diane. Hey, Eileen. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab your coat and grab your hat. Hey, everybody. Welcome along. Oh, you all have tiki drinks. I have made a banana bread old-fashioned. I was having a delightful time earlier today, just going over all this stuff I got about Frank Lloyd Wright in the microfilm room today. Well, here's a little interview with the local sheriff when he came back from Europe with a woman who was not his wife. The sheriff said, Mr. Wright is a nice chap, but he doesn't belong out here. He belongs in the city, where ain't nobody to hurt with by such goings on. Why, you know, he has 4 bathtubs in that house folks say he built for that woman. Now, what in tarnation can 2 folks want of 4 bathtubs on Saturday night? This interview took place approximately 6 months before The Music Man takes place. Since you're wondering. Hey, Carol. Hey, Bob. Root beer, good pick. I just didn't have time to really rig anything great up. But you know what? I'm going to smoke my banana bread old-fashioned. And that'll give it a distinct tiki vibe. Hey, Kathleen and all you Copper Bell euphoniums. Just the thing to keep kids building a love castle with 4 bathtubs for 2 people. All right, so we're gonna smoke this banana bread old-fashioned. First, I think it needs a little bit more bourbon than I presently have. Also needs to be colder, but nothing to be done about that. Buried treasure, all right. That sounds delicious. Let's start some fires here. Smoked banana bread old fashioned. Oh, that Leinenkugel Lakeside Cherry is delicious, Eileen. They advertise the hell out of Leinenkugels on Brewers games. Which tracks. And I was so deeply impressed, I finally just broke down and bought a Leinenkugel's pack. Now, the smoke detector won't go off. The smoke all stays contained, or mostly contained. Hey, Emily. Hey, Paula. Adam, that's fair. Chai tea tonight sounds good. All right, we're going to let the Hawaiian Dreams go through a couple more times before we get started properly. At least once more. Hey, Geraldine. Hey, everybody. Welcome along to another time travel pub crawl. We're just kind of relaxing right now. And Miles is right here. That's right, Miles. Fingers crossed, Bridget. Or Star David. Hey, Grandma Belle is here, drink in hand. Alright, well, tomorrow, Grandma Belle, I'm going to go see Willie Nelson, who is even older than you and still putting on rock concerts. Hey, Heather. Miles, what are you doing? You might see we got a new rug over here. I don't know how you can see this on a thumbnail. Thanks, Paula. This is called Royalty-Free Hawaiian Dreams. Like I don't have stuff in this particular time travel pub crawl to keep it from monetizing anyway. Yeah, Marita, I'll be at Tinley too. We do the Pride Tour next week. It's about time for that, yeah. The Pride Pub Crawl or the Pride Cemetery Tour? No, I don't have anything else scheduled for next Thursday yet. We'll get it up there. Welcome, Laurie. Hey, Susan. Hey, Bob. Hey, Laura. Thanks to everybody who helped with Find a Grave Thursday this morning. Heather, still working on that. That's still coming in. We're going to do one more round through here. Really got to get on this. But there's a handful of things I really got to get on. But got asked to throw together these Frank Lloyd Wright tours really fast. And the parameters kept on changing. But man, did I find some interesting stuff just today, in fact. For instance, there's this First photograph of published in Chicago of architect writes Love Castle. Calls Love Castle menace to morals of the community. Write insane menace, says Spring Green, Wisconsin paper. Wonderful. Hello, Chris. Hey, Kelly. From Arizona all the way out here. All right. Alright, well, I have made this a little too strong, perhaps. Today's mini tour was, in fact, an irregular saga for Find a Grave Thursday. I'll be in the air tomorrow. We'll let this Hawaiian music finish off. Then we'll get started properly on the Time Travel Pub Crawl. Welcome along, everybody. Thanks for popping in. See, Facebook's doing something weird with comments tonight. Sorry about that. Truly I am. This Clark Sheffield bourbon that they sell over at Benny's is, you know, you wouldn't drink it as a sipper, but it's fine for a mixer. Well, Martin, you know what we say, if it does make you pee your pants, don't come crying to me. Lori, absolutely. Personally, I like his windows and his interior design better than his architecture, really. Hence, the new decoupage job I did on my, basically decoupage. I bought some tea towels at the gift shop after the tour. I don't know how well I can show these. Why won't they show? They're down there. But, well, all right, everybody, that's wrapping up. I think it means it's time to go to our theme song.
Climb aboard, cause you don't know exactly where or when we'll go. Chicago 1893, or the Gilded Age in NYC. Blast off into outer space, drink till you're flat on your face. From the comfort of your home, so if you puke alone, one day we'll even find that place in France. And don't come crying to us if you pee your pants.
No!
Time travel pub crawl. Time travel pub crawl. Time travel pub crawl. Yeah!
What is this? Octavio doesn't like the theme song. Well, how do you like it, perhaps, if I clean off the lens? Well, all right, welcome along, everybody. I'm Adam for Mysterious Chicago Tours. Been a tour guide and historian here in Chicago for going on 20 years now. I've been a tour guide and historian and an author of such books as The Mysterious Chicago, the book, The Smart Aleck's Guide to American History, Sparks, now republished, I don't know what that's even on here for, and Graceland Cemetery, Chicago Stories, Symbols, and Secrets. And what was this a picture of? That's not even there anymore. Well, all right. So, we started doing virtual tours about 4 years ago. You can probably guess why. Once we started doing virtual tours, we realized it would be really fun to go on a virtual pub crawl. People were so missing being able to go out and go to bars at the time. So I thought I'd just, film some approaches and find some interesting history. Then I remembered, it's virtual. We can go anywhere in time or space. That means we can go to bars that may have never even really existed virtually. So we started doing these time travel pub crawls. Now, how in fact do we do this? 1915, the wreck of what appeared to be a homemade submarine was found in the Chicago River. They named it the Fool Killer and put it on display on South State Street. For a time, you could see the submarine and the dead guy they said that they found on board the thing. Disappears off the record in 1916, but we found it. It was inside the couch tomb the whole time. So it turns out it is not just a submarine, it also slices, it dices, also makes julienne fries, it flies through time and space. So climb aboard, everybody, because we are about to take you on a very strange journey. We are going to be going back in time to some summer-themed bars. It has been a really hot summer in Chicago. Today was cool and foggy and really awesome outside, but it has been generally very hot out. It's a good week for tiki. Tiki, summer, anything associated with the beach, places I normally never go myself, though I do enjoy the tiki vibe. So let's get back a little bit. When we talk about tiki, we are generally referring to stuff that kind of imitates a cartoon version of the region known as Polynesia. As you can see over here, there's kind of a triangle over to the northeast of Australia, including the Cook Islands, American Samoa, Hawaii, what is known as Polynesia, the South Pacific. Now, this was first encountered in large numbers by large numbers of Americans during World War II, when a number of soldiers were stationed down here in the South Pacific. We can see this reflected in various forms of media from that time period, such as South Pacific with Bali High or Special Island. Now, once people got back from the war, though, they ended up in places like Levittown, hiding in the shelters underground till the Soviets turned their ships around and tore the Cuban missiles down, in the words of Dr. William Joel. So they moved back, they got their GI loans and moved out to the suburbs, into places like Levittown, New York, and Long Island that soon became symbols of bland conformity. They got jobs in the corporate world, as evidenced by such books as The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit by Sloan Wilson, chronicling a man who became a company man after working for years as a machine gunner. And there was a very difficult transition for people trying to move from the South Pacific into suburbia, to go from basing their personalities on how good of a machine gunner there were into turning their eyes off of the horrors of war and forgetting about the horrors of war, or trying to forget the horrors of war, and just assimilating into suburbia. It was very difficult for people. So it was around this period that the phenomenon of the tiki bar showed up. This sort of allowed people to recontextualize what they had seen and experienced in the South Pacific. Or perhaps that's just what we tell ourselves, because some of this stuff is frankly really problematic, being a cartoonish appropriation of Polynesian culture. I would justify it on the grounds that most of what goes on in a tiki bar bears almost no resemblance to anything that ever happened in Polynesia. And for instance, there was never actually a king hippo. This is kind of how my generation experienced tiki culture. More than anything else, it was characters like King Hippo, and of course, this is one of those, I can't believe this was still acceptable when I was a kid, Fruit Island cereal.
Yama yama.
We've got the fruit cake. We've got the Fruit Island cereal.
Fruit Island has real apple bits on every island, and real cherry, orange, and lemon taste.
Why do all the islanders look Jewish?
Oh, how does it taste? Almighty King!
Yama yama.
Fruit Island's brand cereal is part of this complete breakfast.
It tasted pretty much the same as
Yama
Fruit
yama.
Loops,
You can say it too.
if I remember right. Well, kind of like, it was like a cookie crisp consistency, but with the taste of like Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops. But all right, everybody, welcome along. It's weird that I can even remember that. A while ago, Aldi made this chocolate peanut butter Cheerios that was exactly like E.T. cereal, and I have no idea how in the world I remember that. But tiki culture began to emerge in the 1950s, beginning with a place called Don the Beachcomber. Here's Don now. We're gonna talk to him in a minute. I forgot to turn all of this stuff off, I'm afraid. Okay, this is from last time, but it's weird just how much Don the Beachcomber kind of looks like this guy. So this is the original Don the Beachcomber. This was a restaurant in California, operated by a guy who said that his name was Don Beach. Don Beach had grown up as kind of an itinerant scrap dealer, went from one scheme to another over the years, and looked like this. It is weird how much this guy looks like my brother. I honestly have to try to remember if I went back and photoshopped this or something. I don't believe I did. But Don Beach started a beach-themed bar, really, but it really started off the whole idea of what we now associate with tiki, things like crossing over a water boundary to get inside of the place, the lighted beach globes. Here's Don as he looked when he was a little bit older. Here's a matchbook from Don the Beachcomber. Host to diplomat and beachcomber, prince and pirate. Here's a copy of their menu from 1941. You can see what they've got here. He served what he called rum rhapsodies. Different kinds of rum-based drinks that were mixed with things that he wouldn't reveal. Even the bartenders didn't know what was in these things. There were just bottles with numbers on them, and the recipe would call for like 2 ounces of number 1, 3 ounces of number 2, etc. But you can see things like the Barbados Punch was $1.10. Myrtle Bank Punch, 95 cents. Now keep in mind, this is 1941. So these are about the same price you would pay for a cocktail at a fancy cocktail bar today. If you went to, frankly, Nobody's Darling here in Chicago is cheaper than this. Temple Court, my favorite in New York, is about on par with this. Or, if anything, less so. You know, that coconut rum, we're probably talking about a $30, $40 drink right there. But lots of interesting things. This was the first time people heard of drinks like the Mai Tai, which he claimed to have invented. Colonial Grog, that's probably aptly named. Rum Julep, Shark's Tooth, the Skull and Bones, Don's Reserve Rum Daiquiri, Sugarloaf Punch, General Pico. By the 1950s, he had added things like food as well and even come up with color menus. Prices had gone up a little bit too, but just a little. The Zombie was loaded with so many kinds of alcohol that there was a limit of 2 per person. We've also got the Missionary's Downfall, the Pai Tai, the Planter's Rum Punch. Many of these are still available in tiki bars today. In particular, you've got the Zombie. We'll let Don the Beachcomber tell us all about that. Hey, Don, you out here?
Aloha. Welcome to Don the Beachcomber. People call me Don Beach.
Is that your name?
According to the courts, it is now. Come on into the birthplace of tiki culture in America. I've traveled around the world and brought a slice of the South Pacific home for you.
Oh, really? Where did you sail exactly?
A little bit of everywhere, my good man. I'm no stranger to the 7 seas. I can tell you tales of adventure, excitement, exotic worlds, and tropical flavors.
True tales?
As true as you'd like them to be.
Well, look, I know a thing or two about liars.
Why don't we get you a drink? I have over 60 tropical cocktails on my menu, all enough to transport you to a Tahitian paradise, all Don originals.
Originals,
Maybe
huh?
try
Well,
a zombie if you think you're strong enough.
a zombie? Well, I don't know if I'm strong enough for that. How about a round of
my
Mai Tais?
true classic. Now you're talking. Take some dark rum, a light rum, some lime juice, orange curacao, and some orgeat, and mix them all together.
All right.
Who said I did that? There's imitators all over the world. Maybe I told you one of their Mai Tai recipes and fed you one of mine.
Well, it's delicious either way. Thanks,
Sail
Don.
in anytime.
All right. Don the Beachcomber himself, everybody. How do we get so lucky as to always be able to interview these guys? You'd think they'd be off doing something else when we showed up. But nope. Eventually, there was a Don the Beachcomber here in Chicago. It was right off of the Magnificent Mile, over here around Oak Street. Susan, the Zombie would now have cranberries, but not before the 1990s. Would have been right about where the Bloomingdale's is now on this little block. Here's a shot of how it looked. This is the Chicago Don the Beachcomber. And this is what it looked like on the inside. Very much what we think of now as tiki culture. Now, I don't have a song about Don the Beachcomber. My friend Rich Kruger does have one about a local bar in Chicago that is just every bit as strange. I am quite sure that Kenny, the old owner of the Gallery Cabaret, is now hanging out with Don the Beachcomber up in the afterlife. So here, everybody, this is Rich Kruger with a song about one of my favorite bars in Chicago.
Hey, my name is Rich Kruger, and welcome to the Time Travel Pub Crawl Special Summer Holiday Edition. And this song is about my favorite pub to crawl to, the Gallery Cabaret, 2020 North Oakley in Chicago. It should reopen due to virus and plague conditions
It's open now.
on August 1st, 2020, God willing. It's owned by Kenny Strandberg. And so this song is called
R.I.P.
Kenny's. It's always Christmas in this bar. It's always St. Pat's and also Halloween. Nothing here's ever thrown away. Here, real art always has its say. Kenny hangs a brand new work about every 30 days. Look around, it's the 4th of July, it's always Christmas in this bar. At the bar, a regular proves once more that he is just a xenophobic jerk. The piano's always out of tune, but just the keys that work. The sound man drinks the night away. It makes my day to say that you've entered hell, but on hell's most festive holiday. Oh, and it ain't only the piano that's been drinking. Tip my hat to Kenny, that is if I can only find my hat. And there's a Ringo belt of stars that hovers proudly over the bar. And someone's playing the house guitar, it's always Christmas in this bar. Well, there goes Johnny, he's back from his last bender and he's mixing cocktails behind the bar. He's got on some silver rings and he's put on a broad brim smile. He's got a brand new turquoise polo tie, for every woman he's got a line. There'll be one more bender, but he won't return that time. And outside on the corner, the young and the old share their papers, their pipes, and their pot. Some still smoke tobacco, the weed says louder, up yours to the cops. But late night, some guy drove a drunken car to the front wall, right into the bar. Thank God the pizza live. Some of us might just starve. Yeah. And hey, if you're free on a Sunday, there's always a free Sunday meal. All you need to do is say yourself a prayer and buy yourself 2 beers. Me, I always try to tip the cook if I find that the cook is still standing. And I'm proud to say that I ain't never throwed up after eating here. Well, you know that somewhere on the earth there may be a bar that I find stranger. The sound man and some women are real glad that Johnny's gone. Oh, the stranger's just a stranger here for less than a half a beer. The only fear we gotta fear is when last call's called. Oh, and it ain't only the piano that's been drinking. Tell me, friends, where else have you seen people juggle people with their feet? Like Picasso and George Bernard Shaw hold court over Kenny's lovely bar. And it's my turn to play the guitar. It's always Christmas at this bar. Well, hope you get to pub crawl to Kenny's one of these days. Again, I'm Rich Kruger, and you can find my stuff on all over the internet, Spotify and all those streaming services, or on or be directed via my website at www.richkruger.com. We got a new EP / quite frankly album coming out, 9 songs, old demos coming out at the end of the month in July, and I hope you'll check it out.
It's out now.
And there's an upcoming feature on me on CBS Sunday Morning. It's supposed to be broadcast in July or August.
It was.
Keep your eyes open. Anyway, back to the Time Travel Pub Crawl Holiday Edition.
Thanks, thank you, Rich Kruger. Rich Kruger, everybody. And here Miles has come to join us. As you can see, Miles can never resist a tiki bar. Can you, Miles? Can you, baby? No. Nope, not at all. All right. Let's move on, everybody. Why don't we just zap through time and space just a little? I don't know why I don't have more sound effects right there. But all right, so once upon a time, there was a bar called Hinky Dink's. And no, it was not named after or associated with Hinky Dink Kenna, Chicago's old First Ward alderman. It was a place operated by a guy who called himself Trader Vic. It had a lot of rum-based drinks, such as the Rum Cow of Puerto Rico, Barbados Red Rum Swizzle, and Maui Fizz. Lots and lots of very creative drinks, all hovered over by a guy by the name of Trader Vic's. Naturally, there were werewolves around here drinking pina coladas at Trader Vic's, and their hair was perfect. So eventually, he realized, he went to Don the Beachcomber's place and had an epiphany of like, this is what I need to be doing. Redid his entire plays with the same basic themes as Don the Beachcomber, though of course he would have denied that. And started announcing himself as something what we would now call a mixologist. So let's see what Trader Vic himself has to say.
Hi there, I'm Vic Bergeron. Welcome to Trader Vic's, home of the original Mai Tai.
Originals, we were just at Don the Beachcombers, and he
Anyone who
said,
says I didn't invent the Mai Tai is a dirty stinker.
fair enough, I wouldn't want to be called a stinker. Say, did I see a werewolf come here with perfect hair?
That's our London location. Swing by on your Halloween crawl.
Okay, well, pretty nice place you have here.
Only the best for our Trader Vic's regulars. We have locations all around the world, so no matter where you roam, you always feel like you have a slice of the Pacific waiting for you.
What can you recommend to drink? I'm a little rummed out by now.
Not to worry. Try one of my other originals, the Eastern Sour. Rye bourbon, orgeat, lime juice, orange juice, and simple syrup to sweeten it up. You won't miss the rum, I promise.
All right, so sounds like a winner.
Coming right up. And next time you see Don Beach, you tell him Trader Vic is gonna blow him out of the water.
Well, you have werewolves on your side, so I imagine that's probably going to be doable. So, all right, everybody. There we have it. Trader Vic himself invented the Mai Tai, and anyone who says otherwise is, in fact, a dirty stinker. How would you like to be known as a stinker? All right, we're just going to give Trader Vic this one. So here's his location in Arizona, making use of the kind of prairie school architecture that mimicked Japanese traditional architecture. Of course, his most famous location perhaps is London, where the werewolf really drank a pina colada. But it was expanded to all over the United States. By 1972, it was even featured in the Good Time Manual in San Francisco. Good Time Manual. Look at these guys keeping on trucking. It talked about how excellent service, delicious, but very expensive. If this is a turnoff for you, go on to the next section. Well, the nitty-gritty is the taste bud. It's got a lot of taste bud stimulators if you want, if you're thirsty, or even try calling 776-2332. No area code provided. These were older times, 1972. Now, the Chicago location of this was in the Palmer House, former home of Mystericon. I believe there's a Mystericon meeting coming up. We got to get Mystericon figured out soon. Got some ideas for it, but we got to make it work. The Chicago Trader Vic's on the inside looked about like you'd picture it. I was at the one in Atlanta one time. I believe that is the only Trader Vic's I'd ever been to. But I got the spiced rum punch, which came out in a skull mug, and they set fire to it. Fire, fire, fire. But all right, let us move on along. We're going to go back through time. We'll be right back. Time travel pub crawl. All right, so last week when we did Architects Gone Wild, we talked about a recent Patreon guy, Benjamin Marshall, the architect of the Drake Hotel, the Steger Building, and his own stately pleasure dome where Evanston became Wilmette, featuring chorus girls swimming in dissolving bikinis, or so the legend goes. And I assume it's true because, hey, dude was an architect. Probably had 4 bathtubs in that place. Also, the architect of the Edgewater Beach Hotel, which stood back when this was the beach, before they expanded Lakeshore Drive up above Foster Avenue. Everybody who was anybody hung out at the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Some people just lived at the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Years later, several people who worked there reminisced about how crazy it got in there when Gandhi came, which was a very weird thing on their part because Gandhi was never there. They must have been talking about some other Swami, perhaps. But featured in many postcards, the Edgewater Beach apartments are still standing. They had their own orchestra, and in 1930, that orchestra put out this tune. Sing something simple. Don't worry that it's not good enough to last your whole life long. Just sing. Sing a song.
A little ditty that's sweet and simple. You'll get the swing of it soon, for here's a tune that any child can sing. D stands for dimple. The words are silly, the song is simple. And after hearing it once, the dumbest dunce can memorize the thing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, you can't go wrong. Oh, say it's bound to sound like some other song. But God knows it's simple, so get together and let's be simple. I don't know whether or not you knew they call this classic I Love You.
All right, everybody, I figured 40 seconds was long enough to go get myself another splash of a drink. Thanks a lot, everybody. Let's zip away from the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Back on Saturday morning and into Hyperdrive. Quick stop here at Dude Dodge's Marine Show Bar, featuring Alan de Blasio, the world's lousiest pianist, as earth-shaking as the atom bomb. This was down in Palm Beach, Florida, home of Mar-a-Lago. This is what you get to hang out with for entertainment when Vanilla Ice isn't there doing the ninja rap with one single Ninja Turtle. But you'd have people like Elaine Gay and Smilin' Jack, the hilarious hillbillies. This was a little beach bar. I couldn't find too much about it other than a whole lot of advertisements for what it was like, and a few rehashings at the time that Elvis showed up, and was turned away because they didn't believe he was old enough to drink. Here's Alan Sterling. This would have been early in Elvis's career. Alvin Sterling and his Piano and Parodies at the Marine Show Bar, or Everett Engerson, who did pantomime, comedy, piano, and parodies, tops in entertainment. Is he doing like the Made You Look thing here or something? I don't know. You could also see Sam the Joker for only 1 week, and Bob Silva, who did risque comedy, pantomime, and piano. This must have been one heck of a place. Now, I in fact do not have any piano parodies of my own, nor do I have any risque comedy in the piano. But my friend Mary Crowell does. Mary Crowell, everybody, the Mad Doctor of Alabama.
For the best drinking you'll never find. That man, did he just string you along, spinning you a yarn or a line? What's left when 3 rights make a wrong? Darling, have some fruit of the vine. Out of spirits or creme de menthe, life is cruel to the end. Why not try the labyrinth? Oh yeah, oh yeah, Meet me at the labyrinth plinth. We're gonna leave the pool behind. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth for the best drinking you'll never find. Medusa brought a statue along, carrying a bass and guitar, set up with a nap and a song. Galatea's rocking the bar. Out of spirits or creme de menthe, life is cruel to the nth. We're singing at the labyrinth. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth. We're gonna leave the bullhole behind. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth for the best drinking you'll never find. He left when you had fallen asleep. You pitied him and gave him a clue. Get lost, you said when he came to weep. Darling, to your fate now be true. Out of spirits or creme de menthe, life is cruel to the nth. But how about that labyrinth? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth. We're gonna leave the bullhole behind. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth for the best drinking you'll never find. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth. We're gonna leave the bull behind. Meet me at the labyrinth plinth for the best drinking you'll never find. The best drinking you'll never find. The best drinking you'll always find. Yeah.
Dr. Mary Crowell, everybody, the Mad Doctor of Alabama. So welcome once again. Those of you just joining us, seems there are a lot of you just joining us extremely late today. We have just been at Duke Dodge's in Palm Beach, Florida. Let's get the hell out of Florida, shall we? Punch it, Chewy. All right, let's go. We have found ourselves all the way in England. In fact, we are now at Clacton-on-the-Sea at Butlins Holiday Camp, which is a very popular string of vacation resorts, kind of like the British equivalent of the Catskills. Like the Catskills, but for the Brits. You can see what they had on the schedule in the early 1960s. In Cliftonville, Kent, the entertainment program for 1963 included children's own competitions and the Grandma of the Week competition. Also, the Miss She contest. Okay. The Princess of the Week and a swimming gala. Late night tombola, roller skating, sensational stick dancing. I don't know. Modern and old time dancing to Bert Hayes, more tombola. The Take Potluck show, the fabulous Limbo. An old time music hall so you could sing My Old Man Said Follow the Van and Any Old Iron. Whist drives, red coat show, don't know what that is, and with an indoor heated swimming pool, film shows, fancy dress. There are movie shows at Butlins Holiday Camp. And also around 1962-63, at a certain one, you could even see Rory Storm and the Hurricanes performing just about every night. Rory Storm and the Hurricanes featuring on the back there Ringo Starr on drums. So, just before he was poached by the Beatles and had to change his whole haircut. So, there's also a video about their tiki bar that they built into a Butlins Holiday Camp. It was too corny to show on its own, so our own Eli and his wife Melissa did a little bit of MST3K'ing. Here they are, everybody.
Hula Hula Girls.
Yes, nothing says hula like pasty Brits.
We're not in Tahiti or Hawaii. This Beachcomber bar is in a Skegness holiday camp, where at this moment, the first hippie hula hula contest in Britain is underway. Who's got the most authentic wiggle?
Authentic? No.
Margaret Thatcher, Britain's top hula judge.
So like this.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Here's where the rum comes in.
Yeah, finally!
Let's pick me up, or a missionary's downfall. A Cologne kiss, or bingo, a planter's punch that's a real knockout.
How do you like my wiggle, sir?
I guess he needed more?
In this bar, you could fancy yourself lost in the Pacific, unless those exotic drinks make you fighting mad, like the old pirates who used to invade the Polynesian peace and the
Sorry,
hula-hula
honey,
rhythm
this
of
makes
the
me
dancing
mad
that
enough to
goes with
slug
it.
you like a pirate.
Hello, handsome.
Now, which are the girls with the snaky hips that you'd soonest be shipwrecked with on a coral island?
The pasty one with the microphone?
Beachcombers are here to find out, and it's alluring.
Good thing we wore
Ladies,
our
they're
hoods
picking the
skirts to
girls in
dinner.
pairs. No rationing here.
Well, there's the ass in the grass. All we need is gas and we ride for free.
This is Hula-ing, right?
And now at this paradise
Oh, I
of the
like them
northern
all. It's
seas,
so hard to
it's the moment
choose.
of truth.
Tens,
And there'll be
tens,
champagne for
tens
the two
across the
who most
board.
evoked Hawaii's charm. There's nothing like bubbly for getting things really going.
Yes,
it's
tiki
men,
bubbly,
not girls,
not
that need
rum.
persuading when it comes to dancing anything outlandish.
Oh, I'm done.
Come on, chance your arm.
Ooh, tiki-like.
Never mind, give this
On
guy the
railway
champagne.
stations, they used to tell us Skegness was bracing, but they never warned
Ah!
you might expect a
Works
tropical
like-
storm as bracing as this.
Uh-oh. I think someone left the shower running. The gods have been angered by all our celebrating.
Tiki no like.
Here the crocodile
Hey,
reigns
Steve,
supreme.
remember when Rock was young?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So next time you're in Skegness, I'm sure you're there all the time. Make sure you check that place out, all right? So why don't we go back into hyperspace and get out of Great Britain and find ourselves back here in Chicago. Glorious Chicago. The Hotel Intercontinental, formerly the Medina Athletic Club. Board of directors insist that it really was planned to have a Zeppelin landing pad on top. One doubts such things. Never would have worked anyway. Forgot what the rubber duckies were for. We'll move in a little bit closer here. This is right on Michigan Avenue, right in the Magnificent Mile. Right near the Chicago Tribune Tower by Howells and Hood, 1924. But here's the cool thing. A lot of things cool about it, but if we move around over to the side of the Intercontinental, there's a little bit of lava. Let's move around to the side here, shall we? Sneak off to the edge. Now, should you walk through the alley past this, facing this Harry Weiss building, walk past the old loading dock, past the support beams, you find just a little bit of lava wall, which was a common trope of the tiki bar, and here happens to be a relic of Kon-Tiki Ports, which was a nationwide tiki chain that had their Chicago equivalent right here. Based on the book Kon-Tiki by Thor Heyerdahl, who tried to establish a theory of his that early people could in fact have gotten all the way to Polynesia back in the 1970s. Now, in 1973, at the Sheraton Chicago, as it was at the time, you could go to the Action of Sheraton Chicago to see the Clip Joint, a bogus barber shop where drinks aren't cut short. Okay, so it is a bogus barber shop, not a real one. Also, Kon-Tiki Ports, which was incredibly exotic. The Camelot, great lunch, great drinks, great sounds of music. Probably not as cool as medieval times. And the Blacksmith Steakhouse, the Anvil Lounge, and if you went out to the Antique Auto Mile, you could also see the Batmobile. I believe there were many different Batmobiles touring at any given time. I saw one of them with my dad at the World of Wheels back in 1989, 1990. RoboCop was there signing autographs, and I'm sure it was the real RoboCop. But here's the inside of Kon-Tiki Ports, which was set up with several different particular styles of room, different ports, if you will. There was the Saigon room. There was Singapore Joe's room. There was the Papit room. Now, I think we're just going to show both of these clips of our own Kon-Tiki port here, talking about the Jekyll Island Coaster and another drink.
Aloha! Welcome to Kon-Tiki Ports, Chicago. I'm Rich, the beach bum, your bartender. How many people do you have with you tonight?
165.
What? That's a lot of people. But I guess we're virtual here, so we can squeeze them in.
Of course we can. Listen, just like Thor Heyerdahl did when he traveled from South America to Polynesia, I travel too. I go from Chicago down to Georgia and Jekyll Island, and that's where I created the Jekyll Island Coaster. Nothing could be simpler. Fill a Collins glass, or any glass for that matter, with ice. Add 1 part melon liqueur or Midori, 2 parts Southern Comfort. Top it off with cranberry juice. Give it a stir, a little splash of lime juice, and garnish with an umbrella and a lime wedge. Nothing could be simpler. Come back sometime soon, and I'll teach you how to make the drink that Mom likes. Cheers.
All right, the drink that Mom likes. Now, this is the benefit of doing this years in a row is that we can now add the drink that Mom likes.
The last time I saw you at Kon-Tiki, Chicago, I promised that the next time we met, I would tell you about drink Mom likes. And I'm happy to share the recipe with you. In a rocks glass, or tiki mug, if you have one, mix 1½ ounces of coconut rum, 2 ounces of Arnold Palmer, which is half lemonade and half iced tea, and 3 ounces of V8 Mango Splash.
Can you still get that?
This is a wonderful drink. I've never met anybody, a mom, a mother-in-law, or anyone who doesn't love it.
All right.
Back to you, Adam.
I feel like I'm going to need a second opinion about this drink Mom likes.
Oh, so apparently Adam wants evidence. I have 2 moms right here who can attest to it.
Primary sources, please.
Adam, I'm your mom. I love it. And I'm her mom, and I love it too.
Cheers.
Well, you certainly showed me primary sources all the way through. Well, all right, everybody, let us zap our way through here and talk about what happened with Tiki. What happened? So Tiki was very big in the ages after World War II, as we will recontextualize what happened to them in the South Pacific, and also the admission of Hawaii as a state made people start getting very into island-type stuff. But of course, by the 1970s, it had become kind of a joke. You had like the Brady Bunch episode where they go to Hawaii and do Tiki stuff.
Captain Jack will get you high tonight.
Billy Joel used to get the metaphor for drugs.
And take you to your special island.
That song was not on the cassette version of Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2, so I totally missed out on the verse about when your sister's out, she's on a date. And of course, by my generation, it was Fruit Island Cereal and King Hippo on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But there has been a revival of Tiki culture as this sort of stuff started to die out. We had things like 3 Dots and a Dash here in Chicago. We checked out their mural for Mural Monday just the other day. You go down into the basement, and it's got this whole Tiki bar. One major difference is they used to play Exotica-style music. Now it is almost invariably surf music at Tiki bars. But we also still have, of course, the Enchanted Tiki Room at Disney World. And now to sing us out of here, here's my friend S.J. Tucker, we call her Suge, singing La Sirene. She who calls the waves her own.
She who calls the waves her own. I pray to La Sirene. I pray to La Sirene. I dance for La Sirene. She who calls the waves her own. I dance for La Sirene. I dance for La Sirene. I sing for La Sirene. She who calls the waves her own. I sing for La Sirene. I sing for La Sirene. I pray to La Sirene. I pray to La Sirene. She who calls the waves her own. I pray to La Sirene. I pray to La Sirene. I dance for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I dance for La Serena, I dance for La Serena, I sing for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I sing for La Serena, I sing for La Serena, I pray to La Serena. Say, siren sisters singing low, show me how your gardens grow. Tell me how the current flows, teach me how to breathe below. Let what flows through me prove as true as roll of ocean under moon. Upon the shore I'll sing to you, I'll gladly come and see you soon. Help my voice like siren song, bring out bright and clear and strong, to keep on singing my life long. I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena, I dance for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I dance for La Serena, I dance for La Serena, I sing for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I sing for La Serena, I sing for La Serena, I pray to La Serena. Hey, water bids me come and dance, to float on top, to take a chance. My water be my spell enhanced, sing hail and welcome now. Let what flows through me prove as true as roll of ocean under moon. Upon the shore I'll sing to you, I'll gladly come and see you soon. Help my voice like siren song, ring out bright and clear and strong, to keep on. Help my voice like siren song, ring out bright and clear and strong, to keep on singing my life long. I pray to La Serena. Yeah, water bids me come and dance, to float on top, to take a chance. By water be my spell enhanced, sing hail and welcome now. Let what flows through me prove as true as roll of ocean under moon. Upon the shore I'll sing to you, I'll gladly come and see you soon. Help my voice like siren song, ring out bright and clear and strong, to keep on singing my life long. I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena. Yemaya, oya mambo, Yemaya, oya mambo, Yemaya, oya mambo, pray to La Serena. I pray to La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena, I dance for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I dance for La Serena, I dance for La Serena, I sing for La Serena, she who calls the waves her own. I sing for La Serena, I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena, I pray to La Serena.
Sewage, everybody, S.J. Tucker. I keep wanting to do a parody of that. I sing to Kylo Ren, Master of the Knights of Ren. I sing to Kylo Ren. All right, everybody, welcome back. All right, we are back wherever you began tonight. I am now drinking half a cup of rock and rye, so thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me. Upcoming tours include Graceland Cemetery, end of this month. Check out adamchicago.com for more information. That'll be a live, in-person walking tour. Next week, I believe we're doing another time travel pub crawl, but this will be the Pride edition. So thanks a lot. We are, in fact, back to the future right now. So with that, everybody, we will switch back to our usual kind of music. I had baseball's greatest hits up yesterday. Say hey, say who. Let's get some Benny going here. Just thinking about it.
Presenting
There
Benny
we go.
Goodman and his music.
All right. No tour tomorrow morning. We didn't find your grave this morning. But I'll post some amusing stuff, as I often do. I will be in the airplane unable to broadcast convincingly. Thanks, everybody. That banana bread old-fashioned I made myself was a little bit stronger than I thought. Now I'm on a little bit of... It's not even half a cup. It's nowhere near half a cup. That's just the song. If anybody's new out there, check out Mysterious Chicago regulars and Miles fan club.
Benny Goodman, ladies and
Miles
gentlemen,
popped in
man with
earlier
the
on.
torrid clarinet and the even more
As he
torrid
usually
band
does.
purveys assorted rhythms, all danceable.
Hey, from
in
here
the
you can
urban
see
room
my
of the
new
Congress
rug a
Hotel
little bit.
in Chicago. And first of all, one of Irving Berlin's greatest hits, Blue
And
Sky.
from here, I can do a better job of showing you what I do with tea towels on my storage cubes. Thank you, Debbie. Banana bread old fashioned uses bourbon, banana liqueur, and chocolate bitters. Paula, I sing time travel pub crawl. Hey, Pepperana Meyer. Pepperana. Thank you, Pat. Good point. Lily is doing great, Vicky. Lily doesn't really hang out with the other too much unless it's time for food, in which case she teams up with Priya. The rest of the time, Miles and Priya do their thing. Lily does her thing. They exist kind of separately. Oh, hey. Here's Miles in his favorite place. A box that's just a little bit too small for him. Isn't that right, Miles? Oh, see? You're breaking it now. I have to get you another one. No, we got any shortage of boxes hanging around here. Here's those storage cubes. Mr. Coltrane. See, Miles, when you try to stretch out in that thing, it does tend to break a little bit. See? Spatial awareness is not Miles' very best trait. It's not one of his skills. I just watched Napoleon Dynamite for the first time in probably close to 20 years. When it first came out, my girlfriend at the time and I saw it at an art house, and generally decided we didn't think it was that great. You know, we thought it was like they had watched all the Wes Anderson movies and hadn't really understood it. Today we would have described it as like the Wes Anderson movie that you get when you order it from Wish. But then 2 weeks later, we were still quoting it endlessly. Then it suffered from overexposure, but now when I rewatched it again, I thought it was terrific. Loved it now. Even went through and watched the old cartoon of it. Napoleon talks exactly like my friends and I did when we were 9. Oh, yep. Yeah, that was fantastic now. We'd been watching too many Wes Anderson movies at the time. She was very into Wes Anderson movies and that whole aesthetic.
Benny Goodman presents Helen Ward singing With All My Heart.
Here's Helen Ward. Sitting in a whole different chair right now. I'm a little tipsy. While Miles lurks. Peekaboo. These drinks are a little stronger than I thought. These things happen. We're trying to guess over on our various Discords, what will Bob Dylan play tomorrow night? Word is they've asked him that if he wants to come on this tour, he's got to play the hits. It's, 26 dates over 3 months. Seems like a nice, leisurely, relaxed summer stadium tour. Rumor as to who's in the band suggests to me that they're just going to go for let's just play the classics. So, I got my predictions. Other people have theirs, but who knows? What is a question frequently asked on tours that I get tired of answering but do anyway? Good question. You've heard of my town, right? It's where Al Capone had his resort. You hear that from just about every town in America. Susan, I wouldn't bet on him playing a guitar. He's barely touched a guitar on stage in 20 years. It's a health thing of some sort. Every now and then he does. I saw a show recently where it turned out he was playing it off stage in the warm-up. Now, John Bobby has not played guitar normally since about 2003. 2002, he started playing piano half the songs. By the end of 2003, it was all piano. It's there was some kind of health thing that makes it hard for him. But nobody really knows exactly what the deal is. The word is there was some kind of a health thing.
Benny Goodman goes away back and gets a lot of rhythm out of Walk, Jenny Walk.
Yeah, Dana, he'll be in Tinley Park in September. Tomorrow is the first night of the tour, so we don't know what he's going to do. And there's very rarely a show where we have no idea what's going to happen. So, I will be there. I'll also be in Tinley Park. And tomorrow he will be with, instead of John Mellencamp, it's Robert Plant and Alison Krauss tomorrow. So I'm guessing Bob will come out to sing the high part on Battle of Evermore. For sure. Thanks, Audrey. Thanks, everybody. Vicky, yeah, I've been up since pretty early this morning. And still working on... I got a gig doing Frank Lloyd Wright tours. They pay pretty well, so I've been finding these hilarious articles. First photograph of Architect Wright's Love Castle. Locals call Love Castle Menace to Morals. Right, insane menace, says Spring Green paper. Last time I saw a Spring Green paper, it said, Wienermobile drives through town. Good night, Maggie. Maybe that was another town nearby Spring Green, but there aren't that many. Yeah. Gonna see my friend Ray tomorrow. Friends Melanie, my friends Duncan. Friends from all over the world who travel around to Bob Dylan concerts. It is our hobby, it is what we do. I gotta say, I do believe Frank Lloyd Wright may very well have been a sociopath. Some sociopaths build murder castles, he builds a love castle. There's something to be said for that. And Megan, I adore Spring Green. Love it. I had a blast in Spring Green.
And they all loved it. They all loved those bastards when they played by Benny Goodman.
And Dodgeville, the nearest town.
In the same vein, Rosetta.
Strange place, great food. It's like so much of Wisconsin. Baltimore is a great city. I mean, Milwaukee. I'm definitely drunk. Not by saying that Milwaukee's a great town, because it is. The word our favorite troll would pop up today. as she did this morning, but no, not today. Make it entirely possible. I was in Madison just the other day. It seems like not that long ago. I guess it was a week and a half now. Wow. Been so much going on. Dodgeville, okay. Yeah, Adam, you say that to Wisconsinites, they'll say Chicago is a suburb of Milwaukee. Like, oh, that's cute, but no, under the ordinance of 1787, Chicago should have been a part of Wisconsin. And if we covered as much square footage as Houston, Milwaukee would either be within the city limits or at least part of the metro area. I've also had people tell me that Chicago was a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, sure. I do wish we could get a proper Tim Hortons around here. I'm not playing with fire, I'm just operating my torch. Famous last words, huh?
Music by Benny Goodman is being presented from the Joseph Urban Room of the Congress Hotel in downtown Chicago.
I don't know why Tim Hortons hasn't moved into Chicago yet. I really don't. Granted, we have very good bakeries already here. Lots of them. We don't need them as badly as, like, Atlanta could desperately use something like that. Like, the whole of the South is... Finding a good bakery down there is a sad state of affairs. And there weren't that many diners left before the pandemic, even. Still a few of them floating around. Modern Grill on Belmont. Diner Grill on Irving Park. Huddle House in Avondale. Still kicking around. Miles, he's still in the box. Miles, still in his box. And I am my cap. He loves that box. It's been out for weeks. Now he's broken us, I'll have to find another of a similar size. We got no shortage of boxes in this house, or I can just tape it up, I guess. I don't know why we don't have Whataburger. We own Whataburger now. Some Chicago company owns Whataburger. A Chicago company now owns Jelly Belly, too. So maybe Jelly Belly is no longer associated with funneling money to anti-trans causes. What the heck is that? Did everybody see that? That thumbs up that just appeared next to me when I started the fire? How did you do that? I didn't do that. Okay, everybody else saw that too, huh? I don't know where that came from. Some motion I made? You go like this? Or like this? Okay, weird. Huh. Oh, okay. There it is again.
And that would put rhythm in the feet of a wooden Indian. That was the bugle call rag, Benny Goodman's own arrangement. Now, the popular tune, Thanks a Million.
I can't get it to work again. Now this place is haunted. I can't do it. All right, but well, all right, everybody. I think it is time we wrap up before I make a further fool of myself. I will post something fun tomorrow, but I will be in the sky at 10 a.m. Also, I will not be available for whiskey and a cookie. But I may be back on Saturday, and if not, definitely on Sunday. And next Thursday, I believe it'll be the Pride Month pub crawl. It's about time for that. So, all right, everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours, telling everybody to stay safe and stay strong. And of course, if you can, stay spooky, everybody. Have a good night.